Okay, everybody, we're just getting everything configured. A few technical difficulties. There we go. Hear my voice. Let's make this public. And off we go to the rodeo. Okay, good morning, everybody. What is it today? November 18th. Holy crap, the energies are freaking off the charts. I don't want to be in this body sometimes because it's so intense. And that's normal. It's okay. I wouldn't judge it. Everybody's going through something. Everybody I talk to is demented and going through some of the hardest shit of their life. And they don't know why. And they just, anxiety shows up, pressure shows up, new data point levels show up, and your whole body is just going like, holy frick, what am I supposed to do? It's never felt like this before. It's never like we think we're having some kind of like angina or something going on in our heart or our body. And all we can do is just breathe and allow these new levels to come in. And it's just like, can you imagine you're a balloon that's been deflated for a long time and you're trying to open and you can feel that rubber molecules or whatever trying to pull apart, and it's really stiff and stretchy. And then once the balloon's been inflated, you let the balloon go down, and now it's like twice or three times the old size because it's been inflated and it has the ability to go quicker to that bigger, you know, so how sometimes people pull balloons like this before so they don't have to push so hard with their mouth. Well, that's what's happening with us. We are getting stretched and twisted and opened to hold new levels of light that we've never held before. So that brings me to this topic today. So ascension is not what we are told it is. A lot of people in my spiritual development, ascension to me, and this kind of really fucked me up, and that's why I want to talk about it. But ascension to me was that just you'd like kind of transcend this body. You'd just kind of move out, you'd rapture out of your body was ascension, or you'd kind of sit on the pillow with your legs crossed and you just kind of lift off the ground, and everything one day would get better. And you just feel good about everything, and everything would be love and light. And there's so many people that have done such a great disservice as far as I'm concerned. They talk about going through this and do this, and you watch them. I'm not going to judge anybody or whatever, but the type of people that are normally doing this just got their head in the clouds. They're ungrounded, and they're like, oh, everything's good and I feel love today and enjoy, and why aren't you seeing this? And then you watch them on a live 2 days later and a week later, and it's like crash hard, the world's disgusting, and it's not that way. It's not that way. You're going to go through ebbs and flows. We're going to feel good sometimes and not good sometimes. But I'm going to tell you right now, the 3D experience is extremely dense. What has happened in 3D has been happening for millennia. And anything that you study and you go back and you look back to like Anunnaki times, you look back to Atlantis, Lemuria, look back all these times, every single one of them talks about the level of dark control that was going. There has, since the very beginning, been by design, or maybe it was lost a long time ago, but Anunnaki, for example. Anunnaki was basically kind of like back in Egyptian times or way before that, and human beings were a race of people that were here to mine gold for them. You ever wondered why all these people have gold fever and all this kind of stuff? It's kind of built into our genetics. But the Anunnaki didn't like to come down here. It was kind of like if you used to watch the Stargate series or whatever, it was like these gods that would come out of these spaceships and they'd land on the pyramids, and they'd come and they'd collect the gold because they needed this gold because Earth was full of gold. And they basically dumbed down the human race. They created them as a kind of like slave labor until one day they got so dense here that they couldn't even come back one time. And then all of a sudden it was kind of left without control, without power, without any leaders, whatever the human leaders were, etc. That darkness has kind of built over and over and over, and a very long time back. And if you look at Atlantis, at Lemuria, look, the downfalls of all these different cultures, and as far back as we can go, is that there was dark control underneath, and they lost control. It got too dense, or they fought, and everything broke down. And that's what keeps pulling Earth down. And it basically became a point that this was the place of density. You'd come for really deep, heavy experiences to fully understand your humanness, your what it is to be in this kind of meat suit avatar as a soul, but to basically come in and have everything erased, all your divinity, all your power, all your everything taken away, so that you could have an experience as small as you possibly could be. And then you could navigate things like trauma, rapes, death, wars, all these kind of things, which didn't exist in a really positive, godlike state of love. So it became really, really good of a place to be able to do this. And human experiences are heavily sought after, because, and this isn't to belittle it, but this is kind of like the, I don't like the word amusement park, but it's a place that we come to for a trip to really build our soul, develop it, see the dark side, see the light side, and find center. So we become a more refined part of God. And this place got so dense. In a lot of ways, you don't have a chance in a base human experience if you follow the rules, you follow expectations, all these kind of things. You're programmed from the minute you're born, you're built with traumas, your parents have traumas, you're carrying your lineage trauma. All these different things are beating you up and basically taking a lot of your purity of your life experience away. Like, you couldn't have pure love because you built an experience that took you into parents that didn't have pure love or had traumas or other things. And then you're programmed with this thing that says you can't have it, or manipulates your mindset so that you basically will pursue love. You'll crash and burn a bunch of different times. You'll get these lessons, and then you'll come out and you'll say, holy fuck, this is what love really was. It wasn't this attached, got to have a relationship, got to get married kind of thing. It's that purity of forgiving people and moving through density and moving through adversarialism, and these kind of things are part of the human experience. Now, this is where awakening is. So waking isn't, oh, you pop up a cloud and you got the Buddha consciousness and I got the high vibration now and I'm through it. No. At least my experience of ascension, and in looking to a lot of other people's experience of ascension is working through everything to clean, cleanse, accept, allow, take responsibility for, be accountable for, etc. You are going to be rubbed up against everything that you hate, everything that hurts, everything that feels uncomfortable, everything that makes you angry, until you can eventually take responsibility for it. It just wears off things. And I'm going to tell you, the ascension process is not about making a bunch of money and stardom and all this kind of stuff. No, you're going to be brought to your knees. You're going to be asked who you are, what really matters to you. Do you have integrity? Do you want love for yourself? Do you have self-love for yourself? Are you going to please everybody? Are you going to, all these things are set against us, and we're going to be shooken up. And sometimes it just feels like you're getting slapped in the face by the universe saying, what the fuck? I can talk about it. Yeah. Where's my house? Where did my house go? Where did my business go? Where did my money go? The universe basically rubbed me up against this and rubbed me up against money and rubbed me up against relationship issues, until I basically started to become aware of how much of the need for those things was programmed societally, how much of them was getting on a hamster wheel of almost slavery, of trying to serve everybody else. Oh, I got to serve my clients. I got to serve my business, got to pay my taxes. I got to pay my insurance. I got to pay my whatever. And even marriage, these kind of things are the same thing. I had to give up my marriage, I had to give up divorce because I love myself. And I was so trapped in not being able to ask for what I wanted in that marriage, I was dying. I was giving my love and I couldn't get the love back in the ways I needed and expected. And I drew in somebody that would force me to look at that. And it's all a blessing when you get to the end. Most people would say divorce is awful and they didn't do their work and they didn't whatever. No, it was all for me. It was all about me seeing me and why I was choosing things. Okay, my parents told me I needed this. Oh, this is going to make me happy. This is going to give me safety. This is going to make good kids. These are all the stories that are part of this programming. And I'm going to tell you right now, Ascension is looking at every single one of them and saying, is this serving me? Is this truth? Is this hurting my heart? Does that mean that there's something off? Listening to my heart, listening to my body, saying, oh, there's a truth under this I'm not seeing. And the biggest freedom I've ever got in my life, I was thinking about this as I woke up this morning. I have freedom because I don't have those things now. Most people would say, oh, well, you're at the bottom of society and you're just above poverty and all this kind of stuff. No, a house has fucking got to fix it and responsibilities and $1,000 a month worth of bills and heating and gas and power and water and insurance and internet and blah, 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 blah. And it just beats you down. And if you don't work hard, you're not going to have enough money to be able to afford it. And then there's this whole piece that just, you have no choice all of a sudden because you needed a house. But I needed a house for a roof over my head. Well, this place has a roof over its head. It costs a quarter of all of that. And I'm okay. I wouldn't say I'm joyously happy because I'm in my freedom, but I now inside my heart and inside my soul are fully aware of my whys. And I'm getting to choose different now. Am I going to go out and just do what people want, sell my soul to other people in a job that I hate? Or am I going to do stuff that I love? And am I going to align with my passions and all those things? All those other things distract. How much time do you give for yourself because you have a job? And when you're trying to get ahead in that job, are you really choosing for yourself? How much time do you have for your kids? How much time do you even have to enjoy your house if you're working a 9 to 5? And if you're in a corporate job, a lot of times that's another 3 hours of conference calls in the evening, or getting up early some days of the week, or commuting an hour to drive to work each way. Holy frick. The things that we do to have things is crazy. And that's what ascending is. It's like, okay, do I need this? Who told me it was important? Why do I have to have it? Why RESP for my kids? Why do I have to have a trailer, a vacation lot, a really nice car, a whatever? Yeah, you look good to other people. Yeah, oh, I'm sporty and all this kind of stuff, but it's a fucking anchor around your neck. I have a truck that looks really nice and I got sold into making payments and all this kind of stuff, but it's a big anchor around my neck every month. And I love it, but now I'm stuck in payments and under what the resale value of it is. So I couldn't even sell it and then go buy $1,000 truck or a little tiny car so that I could get around to places, but my expenses wouldn't be as high. But that's the 3D experience. How big is your house? How nice is your house? How does it compare to your neighbors? What's your clothes look like? Do you have that Donna Karan bag? Do you have that Gucci bag? Do you have that wallet, the Coach, all this kind of stuff? And we're all looking for this thing. And then meanwhile, people are knocking this shit off. Like a Coach bag could be $1,000 or 1,500 or tens of thousands. And then you can get the knockoff that came out of almost the same factory and maybe is a factory second, and somebody's charging you 400 for it. But yeah, if you go in the back alleys and the shops that are off the main street or whatever, that same bag, maybe $40. Because that's all there is in materials in it. But the minute you put the name on it and the status on it and put the energy around it, why do you need that bag? Some of those are ugly in my comparison or whatever, but it's just got a big decay thing on it. Well, Ascension is the act of rising through the experience, rising through all the human needs, wants, desires, suffering, struggle, lack, and you're going to have to look at every facet of it. And It's not just popping out in your vibration automatically. I'm going to guarantee to you, and I've been around for lots and lots and lots of lifetimes. I had so much shit to deal with. I wouldn't want that on anyone, but I will guarantee to you, based on what I've seen in my clients and what I see in just day to day, in my family, in friends, in people I want to date or whatever, most people have minimum, I'd say 3 or 4 really strong traumas buried in them, and some could be up to 20. And then they get overlaid and it just cakes on, and they're lost and they're stuck and they don't know what to do. And it's scary as hell to look at all this shit. But I'm going to tell you right now, ascension doesn't mean, oh, I don't want that anymore. Oh, just feel the energy for a second or whatever. You're going to have to feel every freaking emotion that goes with that, all the pain and suffering, but with guidance, with somebody to talk to, with a held space, you're going to go through it like that. But if you do it all by yourself, you're going to go up to the edge and go up to the edge and up to the edge about 1,000 times and be too scared to go. But if you have a community of people, if you have somebody that's done it before, and they're going to give you that little nudge and say, geez, you better just cry right now because I can feel it. You're holding on to it. You're scared you're going to look bad or whatever. No, do it. That's the very thing that will get you through this hump, this heavy energy, and it'll move you through it. All the stuff that I'm talking about is about feeling as deeply as possible. Pardon me. Everything that shows up, all that stuff that's coming out, all the shit that's coming up that's beating on you and says that it hurts and fuck, I am a victim again and blah, 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 is your trauma in some way, shape, or form trying to come up for you to observe it, be aware of it, not bypass it, not say, oh, that's awful, that's ugly, that's the ugly side. Because you want to know how much you have in a cage over here, and it's literally the anchor that's around your neck. Everybody is being pushed through all these solar flares and cosmic events and all this kind of shit to go look at it, go be in that energy, go have snot bubbles coming out of your nose because you're so emotional and crying. And those deep, dark, innocent times of just like, holy fuck, this hurts. I don't want to do this anymore. I can't stand this. And that wants you to die. It's smashing your heart wide open. It's opening your auric field, allowing more light in. Rumi used to say that the wound is where the light shines in. Well, all these things that are struggle and suffering and want to make you die and want to make you commit suicide and all this kind of stuff are the very things that are shining in. You're finally seeing your pain and suffering, and you just got to go and hold it. Hold your inner child, hold you, just say, Jesus, fuck, this is hard. And I really honor it. And I'm going to feel it this time because I'm not running away from it anymore because it's killing me. And this whole planet is dying because of it, because everybody and their dog has this stuff. And I'm here to move through it. I'm here. I should have fucking stumbled and fell on my face 1,000 times now. Like I could have just curled up and died because some of this stuff is not fun. It makes me feel crazy all the time. Like, why does this keep showing up? Why is the darkness happening? Why is this happening? It's all for me. It's all telling me that there's something off inside and I got to look at it. I got to spend time with it. I got to wipe its snot bubbles off. I got to fucking breathe, because that's ascension. Ascension is raising your vibration and trying to kind of like, it's kind of like buoyancy, right? You're in the density of it and you're at the bottom of the pool. You feel like you're drowning. Well, eventually you work through it. You work through it. You work through it. Your light and your vibration is happier and more positive. Now you're being aware of your conscious decisions to feel bad, to be a victim, to be whatever. And then it's like your buoyancy comes, your lungs expand, and now you're floating up. Now all of a sudden you tread water a foot underwater instead, right at the bottom of the pool. And then you keep breathing, you keep breathing, you keep working for it. And you take self-responsibility, say, okay, what is in this for me? What's my gift? But if you're in a victim, you go right to the bottom of the pool because you scream and all your air comes out of your body and you go right to the bottom of the pool. Well, how do you get any air down there? Well, get your vibration up, start breathing again in your human body, and then you start going up. And then eventually your head's above the water and that's ascension. Now all of a sudden it's like, I can finally breathe a little bit. So now you're breathing but you're going to get a test. You're going to go right down to the bottom of the pool again, and you're going to have to come back because you're learning the path up the stairs. You're learning ascending up through the density. The density is there to show us what's off, what's wrong, what's not in alignment, etc. And then one day you're going to rise right up, and then you're going to be standing on the high diving board way out of the water, and you're going to realize how much power you have, that you can literally fly energetically, you can love yourself, you can do all these things because you're lighter, the air is easier to breathe. But when you're up to here in water and your arms are exhausted and stuff like that, you're going to keep bouncing off the bottom. And there's lots of people to help us move through it, but when we throw them away, we slash and hack them and say stop, get away, or trigger and traumatize them again or whatever, we're just shooting the very people that we welcomed into our life to maybe shine and help us. So that is ascension. To think that you're going to transcend out of this body that you just spent 30, 40, 50 years building and getting this awareness, do you think you're just gonna like, oh, get rid of that? I don't need that body anymore. I'm just gonna be an angel up here. Well, yeah, if you can go, you can do that. You can kill yourself. You can do whatever. Not that I'm condoning that, but that'll take you back to the soul level and you can go flutter around. But you came here to be you. You came here with a plan. You came here to work some shit through, and you came here to work out of your karma, your bullshit, your guilt, your shame, your epigenetic lineage. You chose these people to surround yourself with, to cake yourself in muck, so that at the end of it, you can stand up and say, holy fuck, look at me. I can still be in integrity when people are shitting on me, when women don't respect me, when things don't work out, all this kind of stuff. I'm still in integrity. I can still smile. Shit, this is hard. I should be moaning on here about how everything's been taken from me. But now it's like, yeah, this isn't my funnest ever, but I'm not dying. I've got food. It happens to be enough money to be able to pay the rent, and I'm okay. And I'd take okay over wallowing, scared shitless, feeling like I'm about to vomit. But those are my choices. Nobody's going to come up and say, hey, Paul, I'm carrying you to the shore. You're going to resent the shit out of that person because you haven't got your chance to have a chance to do your own mission. You haven't had a chance to figure it out. You haven't had a chance to hit bottom. How many people are you helping and fixing, trying to get them to shore, and you haven't even got to shore? You were just drowning 2 seconds ago. That's what we're all taught. Oh, go fix everybody else and then they'll help you through. No, go fix yourself. Go hit bottom. Go tell people, step away. I don't need your help right now. I really want to hit bottom, and I want to sit there and I want to know what it feels like so that I know that I can survive at bottom. And then once you're out of bottom, you start the ascension process. Step, step, step. Oh, fell down. Step, step, step. Oh, fell down. And eventually you're going to be on that high diving board. And you're going to be shining and smiling, and you're going to be washed off all the shit. And you're going to say, holy fuck, why are those people in the bottom of the pool right now? I was there. I did it. Yeah, it was hard. Holy frick. I know darkness inside and out and every way it's done, but I did it. I made it through. I should have died. I should have whatever, but I made it through. And people are like, oh, fuck, I want to be on that high diving board. That looks really cool. Or they could be terrified. If they're at the bottom of the pool, they're like, no fucking way. I'm scared of heights too. But you'll look at that. On the way up the stairs, you're going to say, whoa, why am I afraid of heights? Oh, this is really kind of cool. And eventually you're going to make a decision and you won't be afraid of heights. It's that simple. But if we think we're stuck, we're locked, all these things that aren't in alignment are basically us. You bought the Kool-Aid and you're stuck in the system, in the matrix, in the whatever. Ascension is consciously becoming aware of every choice that we have. And you're going to find out that you put all these tangled mats and webbings and all these things on top of you, and society and the world and everything that's here came to do that. And you're going to be so proud and so successful when you find your way through. Eventually, you're going to have a little knife and a sword, and you're going to cut all these things off and away from you. And people are going to be like, what's wrong with you? You're crazy. You're nuts or whatever. But it's like, I know something different. I'm not going to go back to that. The choice of my reality is not going to be based on a collective reality of a whole bunch of other people's mired poop. Because I want better. And I'm not going to please them anymore. And it's not my job to help others, carry them all on my back, all this kind of shit. No, My job is to ascend, to make all the choices, make some really difficult awarenesses inside, and look at the people that you love that are saying, hey, you can't do that. That's not going to align, because they're too scared to go there. And look at them and say, I choose different. Not because I'm better than them, not because of whatever. I'm just not going to be in the lie anymore. I'm not going to be in the matrix. I'm not going to sit here and feel like shit based on my family's lineage trauma and all this kind of stuff. No, I heal all that. It's done. That's ascension. Clean up everything, stand above, rise above. And I'm going to tell you, anybody that wants to stay on this planet is going to have to ascend, because the planet's ascending and it's pushing us hard. And yes, some people may leave these incarnations, they may pass, they may not choose to be here anymore. That's part of the process. They're going to come back released of all that karma, and we've cleared it all out, and there's going to be a way better experience the next time. But we came here at the darkest, hardest, most intense time of density ever, and the people that rise to the top, they're going to be superstars in their own mind. And it has nothing to do with what anybody else thinks, but to get through this shit and to be able to smile and not to be dead, not to feel like 90 years old right now, is a miracle. And I chose it. And I was here. And that part of God shone, even though it was hard. So this is what ascension is. Rising up through the density to become a higher vibration, and to be able to shine that vibration and that awareness and that knowledge into anybody that wants it. And anybody that's not in alignment with it, just going to fade away. They'll slip out of your life. I see it happen all the time. And we keep going up, and we keep going up. My friends, the people that want to talk to me, the people that feel aligned with me, is changing all the time, because I'm breathing and rising and gotten to the point that there's helium in here, and I can just naturally float above the water. That's what ascension is. So I love you. I thank you. And if you're curious, if you want to talk about this stuff, why things aren't working out in your life or whatever, put a comment in here. Message me. There's information at the bottom. Well, if it's on Facebook, just click on me and go. There's information at the bottom on YouTube. And I'm here to talk to anybody. I didn't ascend or become ascended or go through this process of ascending to keep it all secret so that nobody else. I want way more people to play in the pool with me and have this awareness, so that we can move through stuff and start to have real fun and purity and innocence and playful again. So I love you. Thank you for tuning in, and I wish you a very great day. We'll talk more soon. Look for a live tonight with someone I'm going to interview. So surprise will be when you get it. See you soon. Love you.